Hey, what's up? I'm Darkbblue, trying to help everyone enjoy games in depth. In this video, I'll show you how to implement a build in Chronicon. I'll suppose you have already a target build in mind, either it's based on someone's guide or designed by yourself. As for actually how to theory craft a build, please refer to my next video. Step 1. Skills and Mastery. Let's first talk about how to manage the skill tree. Each character has 4 skill trees, and you want to focus on only one of them. There's a relic called Megan Spark that will increase all of your minor stats per unused skill point. Therefore, you want to save as many skill points as possible, which is why you should only focus on one skill tree. Normally, you will have about 50 unused skill points. Take this number as a reference. Then, about Mastery. You will notice 7 lines of nodes in total. The upper 2 and lower 2 correspond to the 4 skill trees, and the 3 middle lines are generic nodes. The first step is to max out the line related to the skill tree you focus on. Then you will notice that the second node from the right side in the adjacent line can also increase the power of the skill tree you focus on, so you want to level up this line as well. Afterward, the other 2 lines may also have some generic bonuses to offer, which should be picked. In the end, max out the 3 middle lines. Specifically, the 3 leftmost nodes can be invested into infinitely, giving you infinite progression in basic stats. So put all your remaining points here to further progress your character. Step 2. Get raw gears. There are 3 gear sources. The first one is to gamble, which is a way for target farming. You can get unique and legendary gears rather easily in this way. However, true legendary gears cannot be obtained from gambling, so you need to grind the Greater Boss Anomaly. This is the most efficient way for gear grinding in this game, significantly better than high-level Endless Anomaly. Lastly, few gears are dropped by certain enemies in the campaign. To get them, you need to head back into the campaign maps and defeat the correct enemies. Plus, 2 legendary gears are crafted from certain unique gears. Step 3. Mythical Weapon Crafting. To this goal, you need to farm Greater Boss Anomaly to get material. Each of the 5 Greater Bosses drops its corresponding material, and they all have a small chance to drop 2 ancient weapon parts. You need 10 of each boss's own material and 1 of each ancient weapon part. Once you are ready, head to the Infernal Forge to craft a set weapon into a mythical weapon. Step 4. Rune Crafting. Runes can be divided into 2 types. Anomalous runes are dropped from Dungeon Anomaly, and artificial runes are handcrafted using a gear and a blank runestone, which is a reward of Elite Dungeon Anomaly. To craft one, you need to put 1 gear, 1 blank runestone, and some crowns into the transmutation menu. And to inject 1 rune into a gear, put 1 gear, 1 rune, and some crowns into the menu. There are 2 things you need to pay attention to about runes. First, set effects cannot be crafted into runes, so you have to inject other runes into set gears instead. And second, at most, 3 runes crafted from true legendary gears can be equipped at the same time, or with a certain anomalous rune, you can equip 4, but no more than that is allowed. Step 5. Gems. Each gear has its own gem slots which can be rerolled at the gem NPC until you get your desired slot combination. Then you can add 1 extra gem slot using the prismatic material dropped in Lesser Boss Anomaly. Put the gear to add on 1 prismatic material and some crowns in the transmutation menu to do the crafting. With gem slots ready, now you can insert gems into them. Note that gems have 3 ranks, and higher rank gems are usually crafted from lower rank ones instead of directly dropped. In the end, if you find your gem stats are lower than what you see in my or others' guide, that's because your gem strength stat is lower. This stat can be stacked from many different sources, and once you have enough gem strength, your gems will have super high stats. Step 6. Reroll attributes. Generally, you need to first reroll all the attributes, and once a desired attribute is rolled, you can augment it to lock it, and then reroll the remaining attributes. In this way, you can eventually obtain arbitrary attribute combination, with resource and time being the only problem. And if you mistakenly lock an undesired attribute, you can put the gear and some keys in the transmutation menu to unlock all the attributes, so you can lock them correctly. There are 3 things worth noting about rerolling. First, you can notice that the attributes are denoted by blocks in different colors. Blue ones are minor attributes, purple ones are major attributes, and pink ones are epic attributes. The minor attributes here are the so-called minor attributes mentioned in Megan's Spark. By hovering your cursor on the gear itself, you can see the possible attribute pool for this gear. Based on this, you can plan ahead and what attributes you want to grab. Second, in some types of gears, purple and pink attributes share the same slots. For example, a chest armor may contain 2 purple attributes and no pink attribute, or 1 purple attribute and 1 pink attribute. By rerolling, you can change the exact combination of attribute colors. So if you want to grab a pink attribute, you need to mind not to lock too many purple attributes, which will take too many attribute slots, preventing the pink one being rerolled. Lastly, each gear has some attributes in orange color, which are fixed attributes that won't be rerolled. Those attributes won't show up in the random slots. Step 7. Attribute Augmentation. You can first augment them to silver stars using the basic augmentation, and then to golden stars using the ancient augmentation. Augmentation in the ancient phase consumes memory essence, which can be obtained efficiently from either elite dungeon anomaly or high-level endless dungeon anomaly. Furthermore, all augmentation consumes crystal essence, which is dropped by mobs, so you want to farm it by doing mob clearing modes. After the previous 7 steps, you are now very close to fully implementing the build, but there's still some other factors that you want to pay attention to. I'll put all of them in this others section. So you can upgrade the basic stats of gears, aka their basic mana, damage, and HP stats. To do this, you need to put the gear to upgrade, a true legendary gear of the same type, and some crowns into the transmutation menu. This will move the basic stats of the true legendary gear to the other gear and destroy the true legendary one. However, only unique and legendary gears can be upgraded, and true legendary gears must be directly dropped as being maxed out by farming at no lower than Mythical 14. This means that if you have a true legendary gear that doesn't have max basic stats, it cannot be upgraded. But personally, I don't think this really matters and seldom do this basic stat upgradation, so feel relaxed. Relic is also an important factor. If you are following a guide, pay attention to what relics are being used. And if you are trying to theory craft a build yourself, I'll talk about relics in the next video. Surprisingly, key binding is also part of a build. First, you can make the character automatically use skills. To do this, first click on the corresponding skill and press ESC to cancel the binding, indicated by a none. In this way, your character will virtually spam this skill, but you will want to turn off the error message sound telling you that, well, it's still on cooldown. Second, you can bind multiple skills to the same key. When pressing the key, the skill to the right in your skill UI will be used before the skill to the left, so you can put no more than one skill with no cooldown at the leftmost slot and bind arbitrary skills with cooldown to its right. Also, remember to buy and use elixir at the base. 2 elixir of the same rarity can be active at the same time, leading to 6 elixir in total. Scrolls and codex can also be useful, which could be bought in the scroll vendor. Scrolls can be used in two ways. On one hand, you can directly use a scroll. This will consume one scroll, but there's no cooldown. You can also transmute a blank codex and some scrolls into a codex. Codex won't be consumed, but has a cooldown. Some scrolls are very useful. Healing Touch, a better substitution for HP potions. Soul Warp, basically teleporting. Lightning Ward, grab all nearby enemies to your position, making mobbing more satisfying. At last, don't forget to grab the expedition tree nodes that are useful for your build. This is the last part of our build implementation. Now I can see that I've covered all the steps to implement the build. Just follow these steps and your build will be shiny. If you want to play games into depth together with me, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, see you around.